Hey guys, so I want to talk about the pros and cons of living in Eastern Washington. I'm talking specifically about the eastern side of the state, since the east and west sides are kind of different, and like when it comes to people and weather. Pro: having 4 seasons. A lot of places like Arizona just have a scorching hot season and then a slightly less hot season. But here in Washington, we have like a distinct 4 seasons with a hot summer and snowy winter. This is pretty good because you can do both summer activities like camping and hiking, but then later in the year you can go skiing and sledding. Though I hate skiing. But my favorite is the spring and fall when the weather is like that perfect 60 to 70 degrees. Con: also the 4 seasons. During the summer, I'm always miserable due to the heat because it can get to like the 90 to the 100 degree range. Cow, it's only a dry heat. Well, yeah. But it's still heat regardless and it sucks. While the cold doesn't really bother me as much, it still sucks having to deal with the below freezing weather during the winter. We sometimes have winters where it can stay in the 40 to 50 degree range and it snows maybe once the entire season. But then there's winters like this one where there's been a solid foot of snow on the ground since November. When we have snowy winters, there will always be a day the temperature goes up to the 40 degree range and then it might even rain. Then during the night, the temperature returns to freezing and basically everything is just ice the next day, making walking outside a frozen hell. Then there's just car wrecks everywhere and cars that fell into ditches because idiots don't understand that you're supposed to drive slow during the winter. Pro: there's not much traffic. While there is still lots of traffic, like if you go on the main roads or during rush hour, we still don't get that major gridlock that they do in cities like Seattle. Con: whenever I travel anywhere that's not on the West Coast, and I tell people I'm from Washington, they immediately think I'm from Washington, D.C. So then I explain I'm from the state, not the capital. And then they always say something along the lines of, "Oh, so it rains a lot." Then I have to explain that Seattle isn't the freaking entire state, and that we don't get much rain on the east side. I don't know why this annoys me so much. Pro: low cost of living. I guess it doesn't matter too much to me since I'm a teenager, but according to Numbeo.com, $3,670 would get you the same standard of life as $5,600 in Seattle. Con: for the last few years, we've been getting basically these windstorms that have knocked out power and caused thousands of dollars of damages around the area. They usually happen during the summer, but last year's also happened during the fall, so school did get canceled for a week, which was nice. But then our power went out for 2 weeks, which really sucked since it was freezing cold. Pro: Zips. Zips is this fast food chain that only operates here in Eastern Washington and a little bit of Idaho. They have the best fries ever, and their starter sauce is also pretty good. If you're ever visiting the area, drop that McDonald's burger and go to Zips. Con: no In-N-Out burger. Pro: drive-through coffee stands. They're really only a thing in the inland northwest, and are basically like cafes, just instead of going inside, you go through a drive-through. You will see one every other block, along with Starbucks being across the road from it.